Hey guys, Anthony Rosbottom here. The AI episode. Firstly, welcome to the first episode of Art Talk. With this series, I'm going to try and do sort of solo episodes like this, but also bring in other people to have a chat, other creative people, not limited to artists per se, visual artists. Could be musicians, could be poets, whatever. Okay, anyway, down to today's subject. Artificial intelligence in art. We live in strange times. This time 6 months ago was very different. If you were a visual artist working in the creative industries like video game creation or VFX for movies, even architecture, product design, anything like that. And I'm not going to lie, it's made it tricky for me to make money for the last few months. But there's a lot of other confounding factors as well, which I'll cover in another episode. But yeah, what are my thoughts on AI? I think there's a perception out there. There's like sort of three tribes of people. There's people that are embracing or rejecting generative AI art. The people that seem to be ecstatic about it are the people that aren't visual artists to start with. They're new hobbyists that are excited about being able to generate polished looking images. Then there's another group, people like visual artists like myself, that make money from commercial art. And then there's probably a third group of visual artists like myself that are more on the techie side. Maybe not like, if you're an artist, there's a spectrum, isn't there, of like how technical you are versus how creative you are. Most artists, obviously it's a bell curve. Most artists they've got enough skills to master their medium, whatever mediums they choose to work in, coupled with how creative they are of generating ideas, just off the top of their head. But yeah, there's a third group of visual artists that are really embracing generative AI. Like I've said before, I don't want to use it in my personal work. I have done. I've experimented with it. It just doesn't. For me, for personal artwork, it takes away the joy of the process. You find out that the journey of starting a piece, struggling with it, discovering what the image or the animation is going to be, how it's going to be realized, and then sort of completing it. That's the process is the main thing for me. Like that's what keeps me excited about making art, literally the making of the art. Sometimes I'll do a picture and I'm like, it's all right, but I've enjoyed myself when I've made it, so that's fine. As for commercial art, when someone's paying you money to do something, yeah, all bets are off. I'll use AI art if someone's paying me, money to do so. I've used a generative fill in Adobe Photoshop for clients, and that's helped me out. But I think that's my sort of beef with what the pro AI art camp isn't seeing is that they're missing out on the joy of the process. I know it probably sounds crazy alien. Like when I've experimented with AI art, I took an existing drawing I did and I let Photoshop expand the canvas. Let it fill in the blank area, and it did a good job. And I was initially quite excited. I was like, oh, this is good. This is really going to help me out. And then I woke up the next morning and it was like, imagine you wake up and there's a set of photographs next to your bed and you're like, oh, what's these photographs? And you look at the photographs and it's you on what looks like to have been a fantastic holiday to somewhere tropical, and you're looking at these photos of you like, doing windsurfing or jumping off a yacht or, sipping cocktails in a beach bar. And you're like, that's me, that's sort of, I can see I'm enjoying myself, or I've enjoyed myself, but I have no memory of it. So to me, it's worthless in, I haven't experienced it myself. I haven't experienced the process of creating. So it's not for me. And I know I can't speak for 100% of visual artists. I know a sizable percentage of visual artists are very excited about this technology. But yeah, it does nothing for me for personal artwork. Now, commercially, it's it's a weird situation because I've asked around on social media and various communities, digital art communities I'm on. To the best of my knowledge, you can't use the raw output of an AI art program, and you can't copyright it. You can't say, give me 10 concept images and just use them raw. So we're in this weird position where companies are sort of disguising their use of it, and they're paying concept artists not to come up with fresh concepts, but they're giving them these raw outputs from Midjourney or Stable Diffusion or whatever, and they're saying, we can't use these as is. We need a human to sort of almost, it's wild. We need a human to validate them, to just do something to them, fix up the take the extra fingers off the hands and, make the eyes point in the same direction. They're asking the human concept artists to fix up these AI generated concept images. And then they're like, that's great, because we can credit a human that's done this, and now we can copyright it. It's a sleight of hand, it's like these companies are copyrighting whole images, but it's like the human artist has only done a portion of that image. So I don't know, I think companies that have embraced it, using AI art, I think they're brave, because I think there's going to be some legal challenges that we haven't found out about yet. It's not been tested in a court of law, that it's fine for all these billions of previous images and photographs. Is it fine? Is it fair use that they were scraped to provide training data for these AI programs? It's obviously, for the last 20 years, I've put my own artwork on the internet, as for portfolio purposes, for marketing purposes, which most digital artists do. And historically, when you put an image on the internet, people are going to sort of download it and copy it and use it as reference. But no one told us, oh yeah, by the way, on an industrial scale, on an exponential scale that the human brain can't imagine the speed of it doing, using all these graphics cards, we're going to read all these images and use them to train an artificial intelligence. No one said this is what's going to happen. So I don't know. Like I say, I think it's a brave company that uses AI at the moment, commercially, and is honest about it. Here's our product, and we used AI to render it. Yeah, the video stuff. Yeah, OpenAI Sora, video text to video generation. That obviously sparked a huge furore of activity on social media. I think it's great. Technically, it's amazing. It's fantastic human achievement. But I think people are getting very excited when Hollywood studios can't use that right now. A director can't use that right now. When you look at the videos, the example videos, it's like, okay, the AI is chosen to frame certain scenes in certain ways, and I'm not sure. I can't see in the example prompts that have been given, there's no mention of, use a 32mm tight crop landscape, whatever. It's if you've worked in movies or TV animation, I've done a couple of years of TV animation, the feedback loop is crazy. That's probably a subject for another episode, but the reason a lot of these Marvel films and Disney films have sort of tripped up recently is because there's a term we use in the industry called, every shot is pixel fucked, which means you're the artist working on the shot, you do the shot, it gets shown to the director gives you notes back, change this, change that, make this more blue, speed this animation up, whatever. Then you do that, you go back and forth. There can be hundreds in films. There can be hundreds of iterations on a shot. There can be 6 months, 8 months worth of back and forth. So I don't think the Sora technology right now, I don't think that's going to stand up to a director or an art director, DOP. I don't think it's going to stand up to iteration. I'm not sure there's enough. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure there's enough training data to go, that's great, but can you just give me can you just change the position or change the lensing? Yeah, maybe I'm wrong about that. But when you've experienced some of the frankly inane feedback, on your work, make this less orange but keep it orange, or that pot plant that's 5 pixels high, can you make that 4.5 pixels high? Like you probably think I'm joking, but you do get, historically, like it's happened in video games as well. When you do a background for a video game, you get a lot of the same sort of stuff, usually from studio executives that don't understand the technicalities, don't understand you can't get half a pixel. But yeah, to summarize, I think people are getting excited with the text to video, but I don't know how commercially viable that technology is yet. That's what I'm saying, I guess. I suppose I'm saying even text to image, like it's useful today, and it was useful 3 months ago as a kick-off point for mood boards and for giving to concept artists. But all I'm saying, if you own a small studio or you're a one-person outfit, you're solo entrepreneur, freelance artist, I'd be very careful about using this AI stuff in commercial work until someone with larger pockets than you and I, someone like Disney or Netflix, have tested it in court. Is this going to work? Can we make money from this using this technology? Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I'm wrong about any of this stuff. Yeah, put your comments down below. Like and subscribe. I'd be grateful if you did. And I'll be doing more of these. This is not the first one. Well, it's the first one, but it's not going to be the last one. Right, I'm waffling. I'm going to see you later. All right, take care. Bye.
All your jobs belong to us. All your jobs